Welcome to another interesting episode of Inspire Review and Analysis on your darling station, Poly TV Ilaro. I am Samuel Olaniyo, and to join us today on the program is our own veteran public affairs commentator. He's the publisher of Result Magazine, Mr. Simon Fakeye. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
All right, so let's get started. We have with us today, we have the Punch, we have the Guardian, we have the Nigerian Tribune, we have the Guardian newspaper as well as the Trust newspaper. Let's start with the Punch. On the front page of the Punch newspaper, there's a story from the political scene that says Tinubu APC governor moved to fix campaign list crisis. And also, Tinubu governors APC heavyweight holds 2-day strategy meeting in Aso Rock, while APC may drop controversial chieftains as PCC list undergoes review. And also, APC plan more social interventions ahead of 2027 poll after $1 billion scheme. For more of that story, you can turn to page 2 of the Punch newspaper. A lot of crises are beginning to unfold in the APC. You look at various states. There's also a report that was, I think that's on the, let me look at, on Nigerian Tribune newspaper. It says, Adelabu ends contest for Oyo APC tickets. Lament injustice. Urge reconciliation ahead of 2027. That's in Oyo State. You also agree with me here in Ogun State. We also have similar. Mr. We saw the man Abayo Munye went on national TV to also decry the injustice that was meted out to him in the APC. A lot of things are beginning to unfold ahead of the 2027 election. As it stands, do you think APC might be able to? Let's first and foremost look at the crisis where Oyo State as an instance, and also Ogun State as an instance. Do you think APC can merry-go-round its way towards ensuring that this crisis is put down, and then what's it called, justice is served to these people in the party?
Yeah. No, it's human being. We are complex. It is difficult to read accurately one's mindset, especially when it has to do with politics, and the Nigerian politics in particular. When we look at the scenario in Osun State, using that as a yardstick, it will send the strong signal that APC, if they are so serious about winning the next election, must try as much as possible to put their homes in order. Look at the home in order, rather. Look at the way they are going. It's not that far from what is obtainable in the opposition camp. Ogun State is a stronghold for the president. And should there be any mess up, the result will not be favorable. So, the case of Unye that you mentioned is a critical one, because the way the things are going, it seems is beginning to gain people's attention, sympathy. Yeah, it's rightly put, sympathy. People are looking at it. Who is this man? Why has he been doing this? Now that the issue of him having collected pay for form has now come up, it's a joker from my own standpoint. So when did he buy the form?
How did he buy the form?
How did he buy the form? Then who was in the know? Who didn't know? Who failed in your bid to pacify him? To appeal to his mind, to consider the consensus decision of the whole party. Who failed in his duty to ensure that he was pacified? So now that the case has now opened up, he's having his own people, and I want to believe that there must be, directly or indirectly, a financier. Somebody is sponsoring him. Yes, that is my opinion. Somebody is behind all of this. So, and that person must be so powerful politically. And that is where the danger is for the party. So, they must rise to the occasion if really they want to present, they want a bulk of votes coming in for APC in Ogun State. There are other issues. We've been talking about the East, the Jebu Remo land issue, the OGD, and the Amusun of the universe in Egba. So, preventing Shuaibu and all of that against Iyabo Obasanjo in Ogun Central is another issue. So, I will buy to your point that APC should sit tight to put their home in order so that they won't lose Ogun State into the hands of opposition. The same thing goes for the Oyo State APC. Look at what Adelabu was saying. Yes, he has announced that he's for the party, but he's not happy. So much so his followers and other stakeholders who might be feeling that there were injustice. And
the father even lost out in the ministerial,
again.
Imagine,
you see,
minister,
so
he had to resign to go back.
To go there, and of course, I know that President Tinubu must have communicated with him, but that feeling will be there. So something must be done to remove it in time, so that will be free to associate and to integrate into the system again.
All right, away from the world of politics, let's quickly dive into the world of sport. On the Vanguard newspaper, it's a very good time for us in the Nigerian football scene. It says NFF board resignation, Tinubu directs comprehensive football reform, and also I stepped down for love of country. That is coming from Gusau, and also confirms Vanguard's report. Gusau orders should be probed. That's coming from Ikana. Destruction of Nigeria's football, shameful. Owolabi's resignation provides opportunity for thorough cleanup, and that's coming from Ode Bami. Bako points way forward, once again recycling their mentors. NSC split over choice of nominalization committee chair, and that's on the Vanguard. And also on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper, trouble in Nigerian football. NFF president orders resign. From all that story, you can turn to the page, I think page 2 and 5 and 6 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Also still on sport, on the Guardian newspaper, it captures it as football under scrutiny. NFF shops for new era managers amid global accountability probe. Financial rods and mass resignation, about 7 billion naira is still under investigation. That's according to the Guardian newspaper. Almost all the dailies, has a story to tell about the current NFF resignation. A lot of things have happened in the past few years. We saw what happened at this last World Cup. Nigeria was nowhere to be found. We saw the likes of Ghana, the likes of Cape Verde,
Senegal,
and of course, so we claim to be the giants of Africa, but in our sports, it seems like the glory is now a glory of the past we are dwelling in. So a lot of people are beginning to ask questions regarding why can't we have football? I mean, you find out that most of those people are most time politicians. You find politicians handling football matters. They take their politics again to the sporting team, to the sporting sector, and also they bastardize the whole thing at the football sector. So, from your own perspective, do you think it's time for footballers to also take we have the likes of Mikel Obi, we have the likes of Okocha and Co. These are guys that they did well in terms of their footballing career. Can they also come forward and then take charge of the footballing scene in Nigeria?
That point sounds logical, but I think there should be some complement. Using ex-footballers, former footballers, to administer the NFF or whatever our sports sector, it may not go well. We have different qualities, different attributes. Our makeups are just different. There are some born leader, some are born followers. There's some individual that they can perform excellently, provided there is a push, somebody to tell them, go this way, go this way, do it this way. And there are some who have that talent to push the way to be favorable to the person they are pushing, so that that person can perform. The pusher also can feel right and record success. What I'm trying to say there is that being an ex-footballer does not mean that such an individual can lead or can administer the sector effectively. So we need a combination of technocrats, combination of talented footballers, ex-footballers to come together and let individuals be assigned to his own talented area. Yeah, I'm talking of skill now. Yeah, we need professionals. We need footballers, experienced ex-footballers, ex-coach, and all of that. But talent matter. Then a reasonable measure of training and education matters. So I think that is what the Mr. President is pushing for. It's all about a kind of total restructuring of the sporting sector. So to bring about professionals, not professionals alone, we need individuals who are let me say who are patriotic, who loves Nigeria as their country, their fatherland. Those individuals must have integrity. They must value name. Yes, that they are going to do what is right under any condition. With that mindset, with that quality, then coupled with the skills, the professional training they have, they can now be able to drive the sector effectively. You mentioned politicians, and we know the quality, the adjective that describe them. They are selfish. They always have their eyes on that printed note called money. So, but to reform this sector, we need individuals who will look at money and say, this is just a tool, just to use it to drive the reform. Then whatever comes for us as compensation or reimbursement, we appreciate it. Just for name and to restructure their fatherland. That is what is missing in our sporting sector and even in all sectors in the country. So we need, as you rightly suggested, we need ex-footballers in the person of likes of Segun Odegbami. Yes, you mentioned Okocha, Mikel and others. Yeah. They are just good examples. We have Kanu Wako, they are all of them. They've performed, they've made sacrifice, pay their dues for the country. We need them. However, we need technocrats, professionals who study the act of sporting, the business in sports. At the same time, we need all of them must be individuals with trackable records of integrity, patriotism, and self-denial.
All right, let's just hope that we get those patriotic leaders that we need in our country. On Daily Trust newspaper, subsidy or no subsidy, Tinubu promises cheaper transport from October. And that was after a meeting that was held right there at the Aso Villa yesterday. He met with the governors and they discussed the rising cost of transportation across across the various states in Nigeria. From your own perspective, do you think is this something that the president can what's it called now? Can he single-handedly influence the reduction in transport expenses for Nigerians?
Well, yeah, the answer can be yes to a reasonable extent. The reason is that the transport union is under control to some extent. What I mean is controllable. It's just a matter of calling on the leadership of the two major unions we have in the country. And the one is at his fingertip. The MC, come here, sit down. So what are we doing on this? So it is possible. And it's an effort. Why I don't see it as the lasting solution, but it can serve as a palliative. The CNG buses they're talking about, yeah, they said the gas, that's the CNG, is cheaper in cost. But the issue remains that, yes, across the country, the buses can be distributed into the 36 states. Let's assume it is distributed into the 774 local governments. This is a local government. If a bus is sent here, my brother, from where to where? Where is the road? that is going to apply. So it's going to serve as a palliative for the people in the cities, the head capitals or state capitals, for civil servants and some few people. But to whichever number of Nigerians that it served, at least it will reduce part of their financial burden. So it's a palliative and it is welcome.
Right, it's a palliative and it is welcome. On the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, end bloodshed, terrorism, banditry in the north, Rep Minority Caucus of Tinubu, and also ask federal government to draw $5 billion from external reserve for extraordinary national security intervention. A lot of funds every now and then, funds $5 billion, $20 billion for security reforms and all that. But still, when are we going to see this translate to security and safety of life of citizens in our country?
Well, for me, apologies to every Nigerian that may take offense from what I'm trying to say. $5 billion. That's about let's say 5.3 trillion naira. Just to serve the interests of the North. A self-inflicted problem. That is to me. So I will employ the speaker, the person talking here, they will need less. It's just a way of gathering together the elites, the leadership of the North, and to all agree to say no to terrorism. It will end. Yes, they house them, they harbor them, they nurture them, they know them. This is what will not be obtainable, allowed, or tolerated in the South. So let the North agree to do the same. So it is wrong to ask federal government to dip its hands into the treasury and cough out this huge amount of money just for stopping terrorism in the North. Terrorism in the North is man-made. That is how they wanted it, and they just have to relieve president from all of this, to focus on that. Let's talk to themselves, withdraw their children from the forest, then everything will go the way it should be.
All right, away to the Vanguard newspaper. It says 14 billion naira road contract. Umahi Funs orders arrest of Atland MD. That's the contractor that was saddled with carrying out that Bini Asaba road, and he has actually ordered for the arrest of the manager of that company. The question now is, we see government from time to time, doling out funds for road construction infrastructures, but how well can there be a monitoring team to ensure that there is full implementation of those roads to the fullest, to the dot, to the highs, and to ensure that those funds that have been released for the construction of those public infrastructures are well utilized and those things are carried out. I don't think we have any institution or any government body that does such to ensure that does quality assurance and the implementation of those contracts. What's your take on that?
That your question brings us to the point that we cannot have angel from among us. We are who we are.
Irrespective.
Yes. So somebody has approved the contract. It has been vetted. Every necessary procedure has been taken. Now, you will agree with me that there must be and there is a supervisory committee for this project. Quality control. Yes. But the problem is that we have the personal, permanent secretaries in all the ministries, especially in the ministry that's approved this contract. I doubt it if the money for the quality job has not been collected from the contractor. Because these are permanent secretary remain the supervisor and the quality control of every project. Every assigned project. So where do you get to call the quality? Do you get the quality job anymore? That is why I said we are who we are. Except when we wake up one day and decide that, yes, we want to turn around this country. We want to live well. And that is the same way we are training our children. Look at this present generation of our youths. Who will, Gen Z will tell you, no, they are not ready to suffer as you are doing. They want to make it quick. If they are going to spend 2 days and leave, they just want to enjoy. And I think Tribune or which other paper, National Dailies, published that story this week. Association of Yahoo Boys in Ogun State.
Wow.
Yes, it appears in National Daily. If not Punch, it will be Tribune of this week. Yes. So where do we go from here? And the government is not also making the things the issue easier for us to handle. Okay, you want to assign somebody to supervise a project of 5 billion naira, and that person, as a director, his salary is 300,000 per month. At that time, he's one of two of his or her children is in the university, paying about 500,000 per semester. How is he going to cope? Have you not put him or her in a very tempting situation financially? So you see, we have to measure up how are we fearing when it comes to welfareism of Nigerians, welfareism of our I don't know, but the civil servant, the government, everything must go the way we want it. It depends on the structure. So I'm not briefing for people who are embezzling public funds. No. But I'm saying that when there is effect, there must be cause. When there is cause, there must be effect. Why are we having this scenario? Why are we facing this issue when people are not patriotic? Why they are not being truthful in handling public funds?
It's all right. Well, how patriotic can you be as a Nigerian? Well, as for me, I'm a very patriotic Nigerian. I want to thank you for your time, Mr. Samuel Fakeye. Thank you for that insightful analysis on that story. Thank you so much. And that will be all on the program today. Thank you for tuning in and watching Poly TV Ilaro Inspire Review and Analysis. I remain Samuel Anio. Thanks for watching and bye for now.